Hi, Jan. Okay. You know what, Jan, I'm thinking too, what I can do, I'm gonna do what I did with Dave. I'm gonna just send, let me try sending this one to you. Before we. All right, I'm gonna, hold on one second, I'm gonna mute myself. All right, at the meeting, I'm gonna mute myself. I have Jan on the line. I'm trying to get her in, but if you have to start the meeting, we are live streaming. So I don't know if you can start without Jan or if you want to wait a couple more minutes so we get her in. So it's up to you. I'm gonna mute so you don't hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, why don't we can wait a minute. I mean, if you.
Okay.
Is she having a hard time connecting? Is that the issue?
Yeah, I think something with the link or something. She's not getting
problem.
through.
I had the same problem. Unfortunately, I had tech people here. And they looked and they said, the link, if you notice on the one I had, it included a period right before. It was part of the link. And as soon as you chopped it and took the period off, I got on easily. I don't know if she had the same problem. But obviously, all of you are on, so you didn't have that problem.
No. I could tell Jean, if all else fails, Jan can come to my house. I mean, we live on the same street, so she could be here in 1 minute.
Yeah, or she could call in. Dave, you sent around this information. Everybody has images.
Yeah, they should. Everybody should have everything. So
You could just literally just call in with audio. Jeannie, are you on the call?
yeah, she's on the phone. Maybe you just want to start, John, get the background from Jeff.
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, so the first item on the agenda, and we just have 2 items, right?
Yep.
Is the, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Is it?
Racinos.
Racinos. Jeff, are you on? Yes, you're on.
Yes, I am.
Great. Can you please start and give us some background?
Yes, the Racinos have asked me to assist them with getting this manufacturer's shed onto their property. We were at the P&Z meeting the other day and gained approval. And so I think you still have my submitted documents, which is a site plan showing the intended location. It's adjacent to a tennis court. And at that tennis court on the west side, there is a green wall, so to speak, that they've mounted, that somebody else mounted, previous owners mounted onto that fencing, where you could play ball by yourself, just hit it back from the wall. Our intention is to put this at that location to keep it unobtrusive. In the document I sent you, the manufacturer sent me 2 pictures showing the basic model. Ours will have a shingle roof, though, weathered wood from Icon, which should be pretty similar to the house. And then the siding color is intended to be red because the main house is a red brick house. And there's a small children's playhouse in the yard somewhere. behind the tennis courts, that's also a reddish color. The shutters would be green, that again matches the house. And so we're trying to blend this in to the area that it's going in. The area is heavily wooded between this property and the adjacent homeowner. So it's doubtful that you could really even see this thing after it's going to be installed.
Okay. What is the purpose of this? It's just storage or?
Storage, including sports equipment, that type thing.
Okay, and it looks like there's a garage, a little garage door at the one end, is that right?
There is. That would be on the south end. And that's so you can get larger things in and out.
Okay,
This will go on a concrete slab, incidentally.
yeah, yeah.
What's the siding material? Is it vinyl then, or?
Vinyl siding.
Mhm. Is it smooth or wood grain?
You know, I tried to get as much information as I could, Bill. And I probably talked to this fella half a dozen times. And I think I was lucky to get the 2 photos I got.
Oh, okay.
I tried to get every bit of information. I wanted drawings. I mean, they must have some kind of drawings to build the thing. And you see, the only thing I got was a wall section, if you want to call it that. And that's it.
Okay.
Does this, I assume this comes completely assembled, right? And they just drop it on the site?
That's my understanding. We get to bolt it down onto the site. And they tell me I don't even need footers, but I'm loath to do something like that.
Okay.
You gentlemen, you people have probably seen a lot more of these than I have. This is really my first representation of this type of thing.
Mhm.
What is the size of it?
It's about 12 by 24, I'm told.
Oh. So it's a garage, basically. It's a one-car garage.
Right.
Yeah.
I suppose, I guess that's the purpose of the overhead doors. You probably could make it into a garage, but yeah, I suppose you could get a car in there. They have no intention of doing that. And where it's at, they couldn't drive a car over there anyway.
Yeah.
I understand that it's going to be removed from a lot of people seeing it, but I was having difficulty with the siding. It did have, a bit of a design in it, and I'm having difficulty picturing that and thinking that might not be the very best choice.
As far as the color goes,
No, I think overall, just
my understanding is there's very minimal choices as to what you get to put on this. And from the fella did give me a picture of the red siding, and I guess it does have a wood grain to it because that's an actual representation of it. What other material would you want?
I thought the playhouse was adorable. I'm assuming it was wood, though. I understand it's a shed.
The playhouse, I don't know the history of that precedes my clients. It looks like it's maybe a half timber affair that either somebody built from scratch, or I don't know if you could buy those things or what. And it is also red, and that's another reason why we went to the red siding. But there's no option for that type of facade for this.
The playhouse, that was that log structure, is that
Yes.
right? And where was that in relation to this
If
building?
you look at the site plan, there's 2 small little rectangles behind that tennis court, just to the south of it. The
Yeah.
one that's south and east is the playhouse.
Gene, could you put up the site plan, or see if we can?
Are those the things that look like little log cabins, or is
Yes,
that? Okay.
they're pretty small. I'd have a hard time getting inside. I actually couldn't get inside.
No. They're a lot smaller than this structure.
Yes.
And
The playhouse, I think, is something like 8 foot by 8'3", plus a little tiny porch. And that porch is probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet, if that.
Yeah.
The other structure houses an electrical panel for the site lighting. and it's smaller.
Okay.
Intent for it to look like a barn?
I'm sorry, Ms. Holtzman, can you speak up a little bit?
Is it intended to look like a barn?
No, the intent of this is just to look like this, just like the picture shows on the plans I submitted. It's more of a residential nature. Typical gable roof, window with shutters.
There's no
A
gutters
metal
on it?
roof? Metal roof? Jim?
No, the picture that they gave us was a metal roof, but they're going to do a shingle roof that is similar to the main house.
Is this type of thing, this is fine with Gates Mill zoning to have this kind of prefab thing?
Yes, they gave us approval the other night.
Interesting.
And it's obviously removable, right? You can pull it out anytime.
I suppose you could, yeah.
Janet, I'm just trying to understand, I mean, when you ask that question, they're not looking at it from an architectural standpoint. So planning and zoning only looked at it from the standpoint that they wanted it, technically they're locating it in the front yard, which needed a variance. So they're not looking at the type of structure whatsoever. They're just, that's what this board's role is, so.
The other board really just said that you could have something in this location.
Okay, I just didn't know if we have little prefab storage, sheds allowed in Gates Mill. It's something I didn't know.
Accessory structures apparently are allowed.
Can we bring the drawings up? Can Gene bring them up, or is that possible? Or I was just curious.
I don't know if she's there or not
Okay.
right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm looking at the aerial photo right now that Davey sent us. And it looks like the tennis court is awfully close to the neighbors.
No, this is a Google Earth shot, and did the best I could to try and get you a sense of what's going on. Their house is a considerable distance away, and we're about, best I can tell, we're about 56 to 58 feet from the property line to this shed. And you
58
can
feet?
see, yeah, and you can see from the aerial, there's a lot of trees between that tennis court and the adjacent house. I sent some photos to Dave. A couple of those should show a lot of trees. Of course, there's not much foliage. There are some evergreens, but it's not all green.
Jeff, does the roof pitch match the house?
The photo makes it appear that it does, or it's pretty close to.
And the house is all brick?
Yes. The house was built about 1990, I believe.
And are there windows on the other side that we can't see from the photo?
No, the back side of this, there's nothing on it. It's a blank facade, which is another reason I wanted to put it up against that little, self-play wall.
Well, I don't know. We ask people to generally match the house and do a structure that's complementary to the house.
Well, in a sense that this is siding versus brick, because the main house is all brick. The rest of this pretty closely matches. The shingles will be extremely similar, if not the same ones. Of course, it's impossible for me to tell what brand of shingle is on the main house. We tried to just replicate whatever we could from that house so that this would be, as you said, complementary. The shutters are the same color shutters. The siding is red, the red brick, and that little playhouse is a reddish structure. So we're trying to blend in with that. The trims will be white. And that's what the main house is.
The van door in the garage will be white too?
Yeah, the door is white. If you want that painted a different color, we could certainly do that. The manufacturer is not going to paint it though. They're just going to.
So you're proposing to paint this red?
No. They'll provide the red vinyl siding. So we don't have to worry about that. And I wouldn't want to paint vinyl siding anyway. But when it comes to the trims and the door, they didn't give us much choice of that.
Well, so it's going to be red with white trim.
Yes. Green shutters.
Green?
Yes, the shutters on the playhouse are green.
And Jeff, the reason red is because it's a brick house?
Red brick house and red for the color of this playhouse. If you would prefer it to go back to, I don't know, white or gray or another color, we could do that, except this would blend better.
No, I think the red's a better choice.
Yeah. So you'll see hopefully from the street, the left-hand side picture in the bottom right where you'll have a window at least facing the street, correct, with shutters that won't be a blank
Yes.
wall.
Yeah, if you can look at the photos that I sent to Dave today,
Mhm.
you'll see that across the front of the tennis courts, there are some bushes that are probably about 6 or 8 feet tall, and they extend beyond the side fence. So some of the shed will be obscured by the bushes that are there.
Mhm. Yeah, I see. Mhm.
See,
Sorry.
maybe we should see an example of the materials being used at the next meeting, so we can see the reds.
The only, I didn't get any actual samples, though I requested them a few times. He gave me this photo that's on my drawing. That's his feet, I take it, in his hand holding that red vinyl siding. And no, they won't tell me the manufacturer of anything.
In person.
Pardon?
Don't you think red in person is going to be different than the red in a photo?
I
It
think,
looks brighter, yeah. And I'm looking at the house. The house is kind of a red-orange brick.
You know, I just had a comment, thinking about it the opposite way. Do you make it like a dark green color to make it disappear with the shrubbery and stuff instead of making it bright red so that it becomes something that you would see, and try to do the opposite, make it dark to disappear and you don't really see it? Just a thought, I'm just throwing that out.
you know, Bill, at that point, Bill, I'd recommend just go with either light gray or white, because that's so prevalent out there that people tend not to focus on something like that.
Mhm.
And if you want us to add maybe another planting in the front, you could certainly do that.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, Bill, because I know in the past you guys have done on structures a brown or a earth tone or another color that just tends to make it go away.
Right, exactly.
So maybe matching or trying to match a red or the brick is just not the right direction.
Right. I was just thinking it might stand out even more then. Make sure I see that red object over there.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah, no, I would wholeheartedly support that approach, Bill. Green, and I don't know, what would you pick for shutters to go with the green?
If you did green, like, depends on the green, but then maybe do maroon shutters. Something that at least has some complementary color to it. But it's not, I was just concerned about white. Would it be really kind of stark looking, and again, trying to keep it as understated as possible.
Yeah, you want it to disappear, right? And
Right, exactly.
red is not going to disappear.
No. Would you prefer it to be white, Bill? I mean,
I think white's the same thing as red. It would really kind of pop out at you. Do they have some sort of a dark, like evergreen green or something something kind of meld with the shrubbery?
I'll have to find out. I don't really do much with vinyl siding, frankly, so I'll have to ask this fella what color sidings we can get, and if he can give me something, that'd be great.
Mhm.
So green would be a possibility then, you're saying?
Yeah.
And any other color that they might have that I can ask for sample that you might want to see? White, light gray?
I
Dark
would
brown.
think-
I think a gray might be good. Yeah.
Yeah, dark gray.
Right.
Darker gray, yeah.
I think
Darker gray than
colors-
shown. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good.
Jeff, do they already have a contract with this guy or the shed person, or
They
this
do.
is just what they're
No,
gonna go
they
with?
have a contract with this fella. He's, I guess he's about an hour and a half south of here, something like that.
So they're kind of fixed in whatever he has to offer. You can't research
Yes.
it different.
Yes.
Maybe if it had shrubs up against the building,
Mhm.
it would look less disagreeable. I agree, you've got planting along the borders and the property line, but
It's partially
The
obscured.
building
We have
itself is-
another plant next to the one that's there, and they're going to do some landscaping here in the spring. They've got some trees that are not in good shape, so they're going to replace them.
Are the shutters 15-inch wide standard? Do you know that by any chance? I was just
Bill,
curious.
I was lucky to get what I got.
Okay,
from
that's
this
right. You
fella.
said that. Yep, sorry. Got it. Okay.
I really did honestly try to get documents. I mean, how
Sure.
could they not have drawings of what they're going to build? Somebody's got to have it, some form in there.
Right.
They don't want to give you nothing.
The only reason I say that, those windows look fairly wide. If you get a shutter, like, I'm just throwing this out, if the window's 3 feet wide, if you got 18-inch wide shutters, it would kind of,
You want to make them
Fill up-
match.
fill-
We all know that.
yeah.
I've
Yep,
been
okay,
in enough
sure.
meetings with you in the various cities. Yeah, we got to
Yep.
make the shutters look like they really belong.
Yeah, it'll help maybe fill up some of that field. There's a lot of wall there. That's all.
I can't tell how tall this structure is, but I'm guessing the backboard. I'm pretty familiar with tennis backboards. So I'm just curious if the roof is going to show over the back. I mean, from the house, you can see the tennis court, and then you're just maybe going to see this roof above the backboard.
No, the fence around that tennis court, I'm guessing that's got to be in the order of 10, 12 feet high. I don't know for sure. This building structure is only 8 feet.
Okay.
So you won't see this above that green board.
Okay.
And the board, you say the board is green?
It is painted green, yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to extend it a little bit, I believe.
Yeah.
So we'll just paint the whole thing again.
mhm. I mean, does that give more credence to a green siding?
We'll ask what they have and report back, fellas.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Why don't we leave it at that? Jeff, you'll get back to us with some choices
Mhm.
of availability, and you can just let us know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm sure we'll try and get, when's the next meeting?
April.
If you can somehow get some stuff together, Jeff, get it to me and I'll see if I can circulate it around or something. We'll see what we can do to.
If we could get some consensus that way, that would be great. Then we can move this ahead instead of waiting a whole month. I would really appreciate that. I know the Racinos are very anxious now that the weather's starting to change to finish this up and get going on their landscaping.
Sure. And the only other thing, Jeff, you mentioned, I mean, obviously, for a maintenance standpoint, obviously picking a siding that's the correct color is probably most desirable, but would there be any option to just get whatever the smoothest, cheap siding is and then paint it a color that you can customly select off of, a palette? Is that even
Well,
for discussion?
I'm not a fan of painting a plastic siding, a vinyl siding. I think that you just ask for trouble that way, that with expansion and contraction, the paint can't move as much as the plastic does. I'll see whatever other siding options they may have for this thing.
All right.
is this in historic district, by the way?
No.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, because otherwise it'd be no vinyl, I guess, basically, yeah. Yeah. Anything you could talk them into to make it more attractive, Dave or Jeff, would be good. I think we all realize it's just not a terribly attractive shed.
Yes.
We wouldn't want to see these pop up everywhere. They have a fairly protected area back there. So
Yeah.
it's a tough one, let's say that.
So is there a way that I could get a conditional approval other than the color of the siding and shutters?
Well, I think we'll, once we see the siding, we'll get it, I mean, we'll get to an answer quickly, all right? So I think if you come back to us, report out what you find, what's available, and we'll get a decision right there.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions from our group here? Comments? Okay.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks,
Thank
Dave.
you very much.
Great. Next item. Dick, this is yours, isn't it? The Horner residence.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know if you're able to put anything up on screen, Dave, or do you want it?
I'm not, I'm on a different computer that has my
Okay.
other information.
Can I share my screen? I don't know if it's going to work for you.
Yeah, Gene's nodding yes.
Okay. All right. Let me try that. Okay. We're on it. If you guys can see that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me go to the site plan real quick here. I may have to zoom you in. I think everyone probably knows the Horner House. It's right on the corner of Deerfield and River Road. A very prominent house, a lovely house. But boy, it's had a lot of work done over the years. Tremendous amount of work done, and it's kind of an incredible jigsaw puzzle on the inside. If you've ever been in there, there are stairs that go up and then go down and then sideways, and it's just a real mess. Anyway,
Dick, I only have a little picture that's about 1/4 of an inch long.
I say,
Same here.
okay. I'm on screen sharing, and I'm not sure what you see. I see it on my screen, of course.
A band of white across my screen.
Uh-huh.
It looks, it's occupying maybe right through the middle, Dick, about 1/3 of or less than the screen. On the screen.
Does that make any difference moving my image? None.
Now, we could see, it's almost, did you try to zoom in on one area of the screen? Is that what happened of the drawing?
I could do that.
Well, it worked at first, then all of a sudden it's just, we see your seal and that's about it.
Right.
I wonder why. That is
Out of it
peculiar.
for you.
Let me zoom out. Is that getting any better?
No.
Oh, maybe it's frozen or something.
Yeah, you know, that could be.
Let me stop this share and try again. All right. Can you see that?
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But it does say pinch out for wider view. And when I do that, I get more of it, but it's not helping a lot.
No kidding. I'm
Not helping much.
see what other options are available here. Optimize for a video clip,
This is
but I don't know if that's helping. Any help in there?
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm. Let me try a different, loading a different sheet. Can you guys see this one?
It looks like it says Horner 2020 edition is a list. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Looks like we
No,
see,
that's not what I have up.
yeah, we see all the,
Files.
yeah, the roof plan, north elevation, first floor,
Rich, you're gonna need to Alt Tab to get us to the right place. Hold down Alt and Tab and,
I don't have an Alt and a tab on my
oh, what do you got? Sorry.
on my Macintosh.
Oh, I apologize. How do you scroll? Because right now we are seeing your
My
like File
list.
Explorer.
Okay. And let me see if I click once only. This has worked in the past. I'm surprised. Yeah. Do you have the copies of the plans that you could put up? Or-
And of course, I got bounced out on my computer, so I'm over on Tom's computer now. Dave, did you send it?
Everybody had them emailed, so I would think they could open it up in another window if they want to refer to it, but hopefully, I mean, everyone's kind of looked at it.
You do see my list. And do you see when I move the drawing around?
We don't see the drawing at all.
You don't see the drawing at all.
you see your cursor moving around over the list.
Okay, I think I know what I can do. Let me try this. Okay, let me go to a new screen share. And how's that one?
There we go.
Oh,
Okay,
Don't touch anything.
okay. All right, this
Perfect.
is a view of the elevations, and it's what we're doing is we're basically adding an elevator in this house, a one-floor elevator. Mary Dell is had some hip replacement and is having trouble navigating the steps. This is a large rambling house, and we're adding an elevator to an upstairs room that is currently the roof of a garden room down below. And you can see the areas that we're adding. We're adding siding and windows to those areas that was currently is a flat roofed area.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and try to get another page up here and show you the floor plans. Okay.
I had one quick question, Dick. Is this what's new right here, this piece? The rest of this, all this is existing?
Yes, everything else is existing. Everything in gray is existing.
So it's this piece right here you're adding, right?
Just that piece, right? Yep. We're
It's a
working
flat
between
roof.
two chimneys, basically.
Okay.
And let me dare to try a new share here. And I don't know if that worked.
No.
We're still on the same page as the, the
Still
first
there,
paragraph page, yeah.
Okay, well, let me close this one and try that. How's that? Do you see a floor plan?
Yep.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Well, this is the floor plan. And I don't know if you can see my cursor, but the elevator
We see. it.
shows up in one of the areas. And while we're doing this, of course, we're remodeling the master bathroom,
Mhm.
which is all interior space. And we are taking out the flat roofed area and enclosing it so that the elevator has a place to land upstairs. And that is basically the gist of what we're doing. As you can see, we're not even adding two whole walls. Everything is an internal second floor courtyard, more or less. And we're working between two chimneys. And interestingly, there are like 4 different floor heights on the second floor, if you can call it the second floor.
Whoops.
But
Sorry about
this will give Mary Dell access to the master bedroom from the first floor main level.
So I had a question. So right here, Dick, in between here, was this was a 1-story form that was between, looks like a hip roof
Yep.
and a hip roof. And then what
Yep.
you're basically doing is making a 2-story flat roof, correct?
Essentially, yes.
Okay, got
Right.
it. And then
Yep.
you're lining up the walls from what was below over here with whatever this wall is, where that circle window is right here. So which way is the front of this house? Is this looking towards the street here?
I'm not, oh, no, that's looking towards the rear of the property.
Oh, okay. So this is in
And
the
the
back.
front is on the other side of the house. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
This-
got you.
You'd have a hard time even seeing any part of this, actually. The photos that I showed on the first sheet, which you probably didn't have, and I could try to get back there again. Let me try that. We'll show the site plan.
So you're going to have crickets in between those walls, between those two? Looks like those roofs are sloping down towards it. Is that how you're getting the water out?
Yes,
Okay.
essentially,
Mhm.
yes. See if I can get back here. Share screen. There we are. Okay, now you can see the site plan, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and the photos of the rear of the house. And you can see where the dark area on the site plan is where we're adding this second floor landing, basically elevator landing. We're gonna put closets in there so that it serves as a dressing room. And the upper pictures are really about all you could see of the area. Normally there's a large awning on the back of this house. And sort of pipes are left there during the winter here. But you can see the 2 chimneys and you get an idea of the area that's going to be visible in there. And the other side is you'd have to get in a drone or something to see the other side, to see the left side, because there's so many roofs in front of it. Yeah, that's the side you've circled, Bill, would be visible from their backyard, but not visible from the road or any place else. And to the north of them is the Hunt Club kennels and the paddock. So we tried to keep it as demure as possible. If you look at this house, you'll see the windows are at 19 different heights. I remodeled this house 20 some years ago, and we put in the lower level facade with the large number of windows, and also added on the garage and things. And that's why I'm using the old plans basically to annotate with the new stuff. I'll try sharing again and show you what the elevator is kind of like, if that's of any interest to you. Let's see here.
Do you know what the size of the elevator is? Like, just ballpark?
Yeah, it's quite small, actually. I'm gonna have to. I don't know if you're seeing the elevator plan now.
Not yet. Oh, there we go.
Okay,
There we go.
I'll try again.
No, it's up. It's up.
It's up. Yep,
Now you see it?
Yep.
Okay.
yes.
These are the shop drawings for the elevator. It's a very interesting device. It's strictly a cab. It has no shaft.
Mhm.
It has a track on the rear that supports the entire cab, which is only about 3 foot by 3'6". And the roof of the cab has a detachable second stage module sort of that becomes the floor of the second floor when the elevator is down on the first floor. So there's no railing, there's no shaft required. You're basically walking above the elevator on the second floor.
Interesting.
And as the elevator rises, it lifts up this upper module, which is the floor. It lifts up that piece of floor with it and carries it up to the ceiling, basically, and plugs the hole that's in the floor. So there's no chance of anybody falling down or anything like that. And it takes up very, very little space. And it strictly goes from one floor to another. It's strictly a one-story elevator. So I found it extremely interesting. And apparently they're selling lots of these days because the boomer, us boomers are all needing it.
Mhm.
And,
Is it big enough for a wheelchair?
it's just big enough for a wheelchair, but I think it'd be hard pressed to put a wheelchair and an assistant in there. It's 3'6" deep. The
Yeah.
doors actually scroll like an old roll top desk. They scroll sideways
Mhm.
so that it doesn't take up any room when you open it. It doesn't swing. You can't get trapped in there because the door will always open.
Mhm.
So it's quite interesting. Very interesting device. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Have any idea what that cost, Dick?
Yeah, no, I don't know, not yet. Anyway, but I'm interested myself. I'm getting tired of the steps. I don't know about you, but I'm serious. I really am. Yeah. Let me now try to share again and see if I can pull up a section through the building here. Nope, I'm sorry. Wrong sheet. It should be a section through the building, but I'm not sure. I see a site plan, huh? I'm not sure what you're seeing.
Black screen.
No kidding. Oh. Let me stop this share. Stop that share. I can't get out of the elevator.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't know if you're still seeing that, but that's,
No, we're
I
seeing,
can't.
we're seeing you.
Which one were you trying to put up, Dick? A2?
A4, I believe.
The
Yes,
roof, roof
A4, right. If you could see that, it's a roof plan and a building section.
Mhm.
And let me keep trying here. And can you see that?
Just a black screen right now.
Still
Oh, no,
black
yeah.
screen.
Nope, we got it now.
It's up now.
Now do you see it?
Yep,
Got it.
that's
Okay.
that's helpful too with that section.
Anyway, this is a building section showing the, the new construction basically.
Mhm.
And again, we're building right on top of what is presently a flat roof. And just raising it up higher enough to get the elevator in there.
Hmm.
This new roof will also be, not visible from the ground to speak of.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it looks good. I mean, that's a tough one to solve, and looks like you got the walls lined up, got the fenestration right. You're just bringing up the flat roof, and it seems like it's going to be even hid pretty well. That I don't know if your eyes are really going to catch. It's a flat roof with everything going on around it.
It's a challenging roof, and you can see, Bill,
Oh yeah.
the saddles and crickets that we had to add
Yep.
to get this to work out.
Right.
It's a lovely house, but it's very, very challenging.
I feel like I got to ask this question. I feel like the dumb guy in the room here. I know what saddles are. What are crickets?
Well, it's a smaller, like you sometimes behind a chimney. Well, I think this would be a cricket, and then the thing behind the chimney is a saddle. Wouldn't that how you would define that?
Or
Like I would consider this a cricket right here.
yeah, actually, I go the other way around. The one behind the chimney I call a cricket, and the big one I call a saddle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
So I don't think there's any real definition.
right. They're just different names for it in a way.
All
It
right.
really, what it means is there's some way to shed the water
Right.
around an impediment.
Okay.
And here we had there's already a lot on this house
Mm.
doing that, and we're replacing a bunch of them too that were down below.
Mm.
Yeah, Dave's got it located right.
Mhm.
It tucks right in there very nicely, Dick, and the Horners are lucky to have enough interior space to find a nice location for an elevator. I think this is great.
You're absolutely right. Doug found this and had it all worked out pretty much, especially with this house,
Right.
because this gives them access to the outside, second floor.
Yeah.
The lower room has French doors to the outside. And again, the house it must have at least 6 different levels on it. It was added onto for 100 years, it seems. And very interesting. So yeah, we were very fortunate to get that.
Mhm.
And Mary Adele gets a dressing room out of the deal too, right? So
Nice.
And that sounded like a.
Former Mayor Collister used to live in this house.
yep.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. And when they added on, why they never added on at the same level, I don't know.
Mm.
But there have been just multiple additions to here, and each time they always seem to have steps involved, about 2 or 3 steps down or up or something, and sort of the windows on the facade are at all kinds of different heights and things. The street facade is quite organized. It's pretty good. But the rear facade is a little of everything. Fortunately, the siding is all the same. We're matching that,
Mm.
and the chimneys are staying in, et cetera. So we're just being consistent.
Good.
Thumbs up.
Do I hear emotions from someone?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Spurk,
Yes.
Mrs. Allworder,
yes.
Mrs. Holzman,
Yes.
Mrs. Whitney,
Yes.
all set.
Thank you for your patience. We're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to practice the zooming, but screen sharing. I think I've got the hang of it. I'm getting it anyway.
You navigated it well, Dick. Thank you.
Oh, I don't know. It took a long time. I need a young kid in here to tell me how to do it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Thank you.
Janet,
Thank you.
or thank you, Jean, if you're there.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience.
Thanks,
And
Jean.
I'm just gonna check real fast, make sure we have nobody on YouTube watching us. Any questions? Which it's not looking like it. And no questions in, so we're good.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a good night.
Good work.
Thank you.
Meeting.